With the CSGO pro scene at its pinnacle and with tournament prize pools being the highest they have ever been, with new upcoming players popping up everywhere, is it safe to assume that we're going to be seeing some of these pro players retire in the next few years? My name is Braden and welcome to Valve Guides. With the vast majority of high-tier pros who've played in the previous installments of Counter-Strike, there are still players that have played CS for over 10 years and still carry on to this day. Now, 10 years in a professional scene of athleticism, I'm going to call it that. Are these players going to get tired of playing the game, or are they going to have physical issues that may cause them to retire? Today, I will be going over the top 10 players who could potentially retire in the next few years. At number 10, we have Sean Gares. Sean Gares is 29 years old, and he's currently not playing any kind of high-tier competitive CS. He's been playing Counter-Strike since it came out and previously played in 1.6 at a very high level, and Sean Gares has always been a very good end-game leader and is very well regarded in the North American scene. He currently streams regularly and has a consistent audience, and he's recently started a stream team with Nothing Shroud among other players. And right now they're playing ESEA Open North America streams just to have fun. But the question still stands, at 29 years old and a video game scene, that's a relatively high age, and is he going to stick around for much longer? Or is he going to hop to a different game or just hop to a new profession altogether? At number 9, Taz. Taz is 31 years old and is one of the oldest top tier CSGO pro players. And with his recent decline of form and being removed from Virtus.Pro, he's been given a chance at a lower tier Polish team, Kinguin. Taz has always been a very good support player, but he struggles to frag, and that is his main downfall as a player. He's won many trophies ranging from E-League Season 1 to a major title. With all of these achievements in the past, however, he seems to still be on a steady decline and could possibly retire in the next few years. If you think about it, 31 years old playing Counter-Strike, how much longer does he really have? At number 8, we have Blade. Blade is a very well-respected player in the CIS scene and has helped players like Simple reach where they are today. Blade was one of the first people to really give Simple a shot at being a pro player on a big team, and boy, we know that worked out. He's an IGL and is very well known for bringing up new and upcoming talent. Just like Taz, Blade is also 31 years old, and he currently plays for Flipside Tactics, who have recently been on the decline and are really struggling with no good online or LAN results right now. But with Blade's track record, could he transition to something maybe outside of the pro scene and more into the talent scene, casting scene, something outside of playing the game itself? At number 7, we have Gares. Gares is a legend when it comes to the Counter-Strike franchise, and he has been around ever since the competitive scene started to gain popularity in the early days and still carries on to this day. He started young. Gares is one of the best in-game leaders Europe has ever made and will continue to be until he retires. However, Gares is 30 years old, and with the recent uprise of Big picking up the UK opper Smuya, it seems like the team is starting to improve, but this is likely a last attempt of becoming a top team for Gares, as he's starting to decline in his own performance in games. But just like with any sport, you have a certain amount of time and you do a certain amount of great things, but once you reach a certain age, things just start to go downhill. At number 6, we have Psahabiceps. Everybody knows who Pasha is, and he's still a very well-known Polish player who plays for VP, who are currently on a huge downfall after replacing Taz. This team will never be the same again. Pasha is 30 years old. Wow, I almost said Pusha after everything that's been happening between Drake and Pusha T. Anyway, Pasha has tried many roles ranging from opping to in-game leading, but he's not the same as he used to be. Pasha is a very decorated player and a dedicated one at that, winning many tournaments and winning a major MVP and the major itself, obviously. With Pasha not having the best time with Counter-Strike right now, and with his tweets, he is hinting for a possible retirement in the next few years. When Pasha is not playing, he will stream sometimes, and he can easily bring in 30 to 50,000 viewers every time he streams, so he definitely has a stream of revenue. With the dip in performance of overall players on Virtus.Pro, however, it won't be long before something big happens. Number 5 is Get Right. Get Right is one of the best Swedish players to ever grace the game in the early stages of CSGO, and has been a decent player in the earlier Counter-Strikes, as he is well known and is a figure within the community. Get Right is now 28 years old, and after a good run of form from the early stages of CSGO and even smashing the record for wins in a row, as they went 87 17-0 without losing a single map to any team, Get Right has always been one of the best lurkers in the game and has changed how people play the role, and his legacy will live on regardless of what happens. In late 2016, NIP had to qualify for the up-and-coming E-League Major, and they were in a must-win game to make sure they weren't eliminated, and they arguably got an easier draw than other teams. They played Vegas Squadron, and they got crushed 16-2, which started the downfall of NIP and Get Right. Although they have some decent results, they are very inconsistent, and it is likely that this will be Get Right's last team. At number 4, we have Seized. Seized was a very decent player back in the early days of CSGO, having a good run with Na'Vi in major tournaments and reaching a major final. Seized has been a great support player through his career, but has not been the best at it and could improve in several aspects of his game. After being removed from Na'Vi, he joined another CIS team called Gambit, but after his performance, he has recently been benched, and it looks like this could be hinting towards the end of his professional CSGO career. And at only 23, this is pretty sad. We hope he makes a comeback, but we have to keep our eyes open for all possibilities. Number 3 is Edward, with Edward being regarded as one of the best pistol players in the world and also an icon within the CIS scene. He has recently dropped his form with Simple and Electronic joining. Edward is 30 years old, and Na'Vi will probably be his last team considering he had a major dip in his form. Some of his main achievements range from being a finalist in a major to IEM San Jose. Edward has always been a good rifler and a decent performer, but struggles to frag against high-tier opponents. At number 2, we have Zeus. Zeus is regarded as one of the best endgame leaders and still is within the CIS scene. He has very minimal fragging power, but is still a very good endgame leader. And with his recent pickups of Simple and Electronic, this team is very dangerous and is a potential dark horse for the coming tournaments. With Zeus getting to that age of CSGO, this may be his last attempt at being a top team again. Zeus also does have a major win under his belt with his previous team at Gambit, where they won the major title, but then again, time isn't always on our side. At number 1, we have Neo. Neo is well regarded as one of the best players in 1.6 and also being a part of the Golden 5. He's tried everything to get back into the scene, ranging from trying to be an opper to being an endgame leader, but VP will never be the same again, as we've mentioned before. And just like many other players on this list, Neo is 30 years old and is hinting in VP being his last team before moving on from Counter-Strike professionally. Neo has won a major and has always until now been an incredible player. Again, we hope he gets back into form, but for the sake of this video, this is one of 10 players that could retire in the next few years. All of these players have left their mark on this game, and people will continue to remember them no matter where they go from here, whether they get back into form and continue to be some of the best players in the scene, or they slowly fade out, or they just straight up retire. These players will forever be legends within the game, and we can only hope that these players stay within the game for a little more and help out the up-and-coming generation of CSGO professionals. Thank you guys so much for sticking around until the end of the video. Did you see that Pusha T-Diss response to Drake though? Oh, I don't know how many of you care about that, which is why I'm saying it here, but man. Thank you again for sticking around. My name is Braden. I will see you in the next video.